You mentioned Billy Joe Saunders there, and sorry to segue like this, people. Obviously, it looks like he's favourite to get the Canelo Alvarez fight. Mike Coppinger, the Mr. Source himself, said the fight is 95% done.
Yeah.
And I think the remaining 5% is just a case of working out what Billy Joe Saunders' basic salary will be, or basic pay. Obviously, he'll get a lot more on top once the signings come in from DAZN. Does he deserve the fight? And based on some of the people that we're led to believe were also sort of earmarked for the fight, so Caleb Plant, Murata, Callum Smith, is this the best choice?
Yeah, for me, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. Does he deserve the fight? Yeah, he's the champion right now. Albeit at super middleweight, but I think that's where the fight will be at.
Beat Shefat Isufu for a vacant belt.
Isufu for the belt. Yeah, okay.
It's fucking cheeky, that is.
It was. But I think in terms of Canelo and his options right now, he's on a multi-fight contract with DAZN.
Yeah.
He was discussing the Murata fight. I mean, I'd much rather see him in against Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders, I've said it many times on my channel that it's time for him to have that fight now.
Yeah.
The fight. Lemieux was an important fight for him, and he came out of that with flying colours. And I think that the style-wise, I think that I want to see Canelo win with that sort of style now. I mean, we've seen him with somebody like Triple G.
Yeah.
Seen him with Danny Jacobs.
Yeah.
Billy Joe Saunders offers something different.
What, different than a Lara or a Floyd? That are fucking pure, utter boxers. Lara was a southpaw as well, wasn't he?
He was, but I think Billy Joe has a bit more pop than Lara.
Yeah. Does he?
I think so, a bit more than Lara.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
He's not a very massive puncher himself, but
Yeah.
I think he's got more pop than Lara. But Lara was just on his bike that fight. I mean, there was a lot of people that thought that
Lara won. Yeah.
I thought Canelo won.
Yeah.
I think Lara did.
It's difficult, right? Do you judge the guy offensively or the guy is fighting on the back foot doing good stuff?
Yeah.
Lara's on the back foot doing good stuff.
He was moving a bit too much in that fight. But I think Saunders, I want to see it. I'm interested.
You know, you mentioned there, it's a good point. You said it's time for him to take this step up.
Yeah.
My thing is, I feel like there's almost a middle in between Lemieux and Canelo.
Yeah.
And that guy was Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah.
And I felt like I wanted to see you take that step up.
Yeah.
I feel like Billy Joe Saunders is still living off this David Lemieux performance. You just mentioned it there. And that performance was nearly 2 years ago. Yeah. And I think by the time fight time comes around, it could be 2.5 years. I could be wrong. But I know it was December. I think it was either 2017 or 2018. I can't remember. It was so long ago. And I feel like, is he just living off this performance? Because again, Shefat Isufu performance wasn't great. Right. He fought on the undercard of Logan Paul versus KSI. Wasn't great. He had a cruiserweight fight. I think it was Josh Warrington versus Carl Frampton. I think he was chucked in on that. Wasn't great. We seem to be talking about Billy Joe Saunders like he's this second coming of something. He hasn't had a good performance for nearly 2 years.
I think it's because what we know he can do.
Against David Lemieux.
Yeah, I think even before that.
Andy Lee.
He was impressive in that fight.
Yeah.
He's very good amateur career. It's always been a case of, I want to see Billy Joe in there just to see, it's time now.
Yeah.
It's go time. I want to see him in there with an elite. And Demetrius Andrade would have been like...
That would have been a great... That would have been the one where you do that and then Canelo. Do you know what I mean? There's kind of those middle guys was like... Because for me, Canelo's fucking there. Yeah. And there's some middle guys in between where, okay, you beat him and then let's see what happens. Yeah. You beat a Derevchenko, then let's see what happens. You beat a Danny Jacobs, then let's see what happens. Yeah. I feel like, look, I want, if all the options are there in terms of Callum Smith, Murata, Caleb Plant, I feel like that's the fight I want to see. Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah. But I don't know if he's deserving of it. I mean, imagine if you're Callum Smith. I mean, you've been with Matchroom since the get-go. Yeah. You're the ring-recognised number one. I don't think he is the best super middleweight, but you're ring-recognised number one. You're the natural super middleweight. Up pops this fucking kid who, buddy, beat Shefat Isufu for a vacant belt, has been with Matchroom for all of a week, and all of a sudden he gets the biggest fight, the golden ticket, over you.
Yeah, but I mean, Callum Smith, I mean, he didn't look great last time out.
Didn't look great at all against John Ryder. Lost that fight, I think, as well.
He didn't look good against John Ryder, in my opinion.
Doesn't speak, does he, either?
Doesn't
help himself.
Doesn't help himself.
Just fucking talk.
Yeah, doesn't.
Like, fucking, even if you can't talk, get someone to talk for you. Like the way Joe Joyce has Sam Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, because Gallagher, I think people just get pissed off of hearing him. Yeah. Get someone that will actually be your voice if you don't want to speak it.
Opinion. I do like Joe Gallagher.
So do I, actually.
Yeah.
He says it how it is, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Bit of a...
Sometimes
blocked me on Twitter, by the way.
Oh, did he?
I don't know what I said. It must have been a couple of years ago. I must have said something stupid. I was a bit stupid on Twitter. Yeah. I'm a grown man now. Yeah, but yeah.
I think, look, Rocky Fielding didn't deserve the Canelo fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so good point.
I think Billy Joe Saunders, I think it will...
That's a very good point, by the way.
I probably looked at the numbers and thought, Billy Joe will probably bring a crowd over. And
what chance do you give him? If it was like a percentage. So, for example, in my head, I give him a 10% chance.
Really?
Yeah, that low. Yeah, you know what it is? I just think I've watched all of Canelo's fights. Even the other day, I was watching all of them on YouTube highlights.
Yeah.
And I don't see anything this guy does wrong anymore.
No.
He's almost like the complete boxer. And then I saw a video of him at his house. This is so random. And he was playing with this broom, trying to balance a broom or something. I don't know what was going on. Looks in fucking shape. I've never seen Canelo out of shape.
Never.
Yes, he probably gets help, dodgy help. But he's just fit. He's strong. We know this guy can take a punch. Golovkin, the hardest puncher we probably have ever seen for a long time, landed clean. This guy didn't budge. Yeah. Danny Jacobs hit him clean, didn't budge. Everything's a 9 out of 10. Everything. Engine's good now as well. I just don't see how you beat him at 160 or 168 right now.
I agree. I don't think there's anyone.
No, I'm serious. No,
that beats him.
unless there's someone I don't know that's coming up on the ranks. He is a complete fighter. Yeah. And that's why I give Billy Joe a 10% chance, just because Billy Joe has that X factor in his... Billy Joe's a southpaw, right?
Southpaw, yeah.
So he can cause maybe some problems.
Yeah.
But right now, Canelo is just a fucking wrecking machine right now.
Yeah.
He's fast, he can jab, he can go to the body, his defense, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Golovkin, let's not forget, Golovkin is a great boxer. Yeah. And there are times when he's making Golovkin miss and outbox him.
Yeah. There was a clip floating around with him against Danny Jacobs, and Jacobs literally couldn't land anything.
I saw that. 5 or 6 shots. Yeah. And Danny Jacobs is trying this, dum.
Canelo looked like Floyd there.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And that's the point. I'm so happy you mentioned Floyd, because Floyd, I think that loss to Floyd has made him change and reassess everything.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that's why it's okay to take an L.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He took that loss, and since then he's looked devastating.
That's an example.
Devastating.
Just like Dylan White, that's another example.
Take the L, learn from it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
I'll give Billy Joe Saunders like a 30% chance.
Yeah.
A bit more than you.
30's generous. 30's generous.
He's going to have to really be on his game against Canelo, because nobody is unbeatable. No one is unbeatable.
I agree with that.
And if Billy Joe is like, I'm not saying he'll win, because I still think he'd lose, but I think that if he's in tip-top shape, don't want to refer to the Lemieux fight again, because that's going to get boring, but I think if he can have the style to give him problems, I'll say that. But how long before Canelo adjusts, I don't know.
Canelo in the last 2.5 years.
He didn't look great against Kovalev, by the way.
Didn't look great against Kovalev, but again, that weight. I mean, he's put on the weight, and he looked a bit too weighty, if I'm honest. He looked a bit too muscular. Yeah. Canelo in the last couple of years, because everyone wants to earn money, right? You hear a lot of these young boxers coming up talking about, now I want this, I want that. Canelo in the last 2 years has fought Golovkin twice, Kovalev, Rocky Fielding, and Danny Jacobs. Yeah. And now Billy Joe Saunders. That's his resume, his last 5 fights. Yeah. That's fucking ridiculous. Everyone keeps talking about they want money. This guy literally is getting in there. And by the way, those fights are at 160, 168, and 175. That's across 3 weight divisions.
Can't argue that.
Oh, fuck it. It's unbelievable. And I'm not even a big fan of his.
Does that make him pound for pound number 1 for you now?
Yeah, completely. Yeah, completely. And now if you're adding Billy Joe Saunders to that resume as well, yeah. I mean, because again, this is someone that everyone's saying, I might beat him.
Out of Billy Joe, Callum Smith.
Yeah.
Who else was in the running?
Caleb Plant, Murata.
Who out of those 4 do you think would give him the toughest challenge, you reckon?
Billy Joe.
Billy Joe.
You know, Caleb Plant's a tricky one. But I would go Billy Joe, just because he brings this, it's almost like a Tyson Fury X factor.
And you only giving Billy Joe 10%?
Yeah, I might go to 15. Yeah. Just because of this Tyson Fury factor. He's got to sink a bit. Yeah. Like that David Lemieux performance could come out again. Yeah. Like it could come out. That was away from home as well. David Lemieux was favourite to knock him out. Because David Lemieux supposed power. Yeah. And he just embarrassed him, fucking done that. Yeah. That would never ever be forgotten.
Never be forgotten.
Never. People have done that and been knocked out after, by the way.
I know what you're talking about.
So yeah.
I just think, this is his coming out fight. This is it for him. So I just think, I want to see it. Even if he doesn't win it, I want to see it.
Imagine if you're Frank Warren right now. Obviously, Billy Joe has left. We talk about Josh Warren in a second. He left. But Billy Joe left because he couldn't get a big fight. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, your nemesis, Eddie Hearn, delivers him Canelo. Yeah.